Hello, beautiful friends. So I played the Holy Night, Silent Night as an orchestra, and I tell you why. So all day I was working on another activation for Patricia Cordero Bless. And, sometimes you focused on a project and then you want to attune fully to Divine Mother. And within seconds, when you called her in, she will start singing to you. And you know that Divine Mother is the mother for all of us. Whatever form she can appear to you, it doesn't matter. The thing is that we all share the same cosmic mother. This cosmic mother is the mother of really the entire cosmos that we are part of. She is the mother of the earth. She is very much embodied in the earth, but she also is embodied in your physical body as the ultimate deva, the body deva. And so she uses the beautiful physicality of you to express herself if she can. That always is the key. So this beautiful mother, the cosmic mother, she wants to express herself through all of us, every single one of us. And she wants to move us. And not only physically, but also emotionally and mentally. She always tells me, this world was meant to be beautiful when she created it at the beginning of all things that I remember as Mu. She had this amazing divine plan. She thought, well, we will create art. And this art will be the physical expression of things. You can call it the third dimension. We're going to condense time and space. We're going to make it really physical. We're going to create matter. And when we create matter, it will still be emanating rainbow light. And even though it will be matter, it still will be nourished by the divine light of the mother, of course, and the father. So, what could go wrong? And then the mother will move through the hearts, the father energy, the divine masculine, as these two beautiful magnetic flows that we know as this. And so the idea was the same that it is now. And we call it liberation these days, we call it enlightenment these days, but this was supposed to be our true nature. So the true nature was going to be, okay, we have all these beautiful beings, they are all in love with life. Love is what opens us. And when we are open, of course, the heart is open. When we are open, of course, the heart is loving. And then the mother moves as the rainbow light. And then the father moves as the rainbow light. These are magnetic currents of source energy. So they move, beautifully through the portal of the open heart. That's why it's so important to love life. That's why we are always taught by all the great teachers and the ascended masters to always love not only each other, but love life with all our heart. And so when we can love a life with all our heart, we of course love the divine, but we love the divine because we know the divine. It's not a belief. So then the heart is open. When the heart is open, the magic happens. Suddenly you are reconnected. And the yogis had a great description for this. They said that Shakti and Shiva will be dancing on top of your head. And I experienced this state, but I would say they dance in your heart. And so this was the idea. The idea was that we will feel inspired. We will feel moved, meaning like you will know what love would do next. That's the movement. What would love do next? That's a great movement. And then you go and do it. So we had this amazing thing that Divine Mother is like the inspiration. She always is the artist of creation. And so for her, this was all meant to be beautiful art. And she explained this to me, people say, oh, the third dimension, I don't like it here. And she said, no, think about it this way. As an artist, you want to make a physical expression of your art. You don't want it to be just an idea in your head. So you go and paint the painting, you go and make the sculpture, you go and write the book, and so on and so on. You go and cook the meal. And this was her idea behind this creation. Let's make it physical. Let's make it really tangible. Let's look at it. Let's feel it. Let's have some senses attached to it. And so, this was the original intent behind this creation here. So when, for example, we hear this beautiful celestial music, very often celestial music was first audible in the ethers, in the worlds, around us that might not be so visible. And then these talented, composers, they just downloaded it. They brought it in. They could hear it and they knew what to do with it. And very often, so let's say you go out of body, you travel a little bit, you will hear classical music very, very often. You know, many mystics called it the music of the spheres. But you will hear not only classical music, but also you will hear very often singing and chanting. It all exists. And so Divine Mother also will always communicate with you. She will try to reach you. Every single one of us, she always tries to reach us. And why? Well, if she can reach every single one of us through the heart, imagine what that would do to her world. To me, she is the creator of this world. I honor the Father as well. But Divine Mother, she is the creator of really nature. She is the creator of this form. And Divine Father to me is like the silent consciousness, holding space for all this to happen. So we honor both. We honor the Holy Trinity in this world, but with Divine Mother. So, you know, she wants that one thing, that her humanity, her, let's call us children, her children all open to love. Now, if that happens, what does that mean? It means the mother can enter through every single one of us. And when the heart is open, magic happens, because then you only have divine expression in this world. That means peace, love, joy, deep caring, helping each other, and all the good things that Divine Mother embodies. So as long as someone's shut, she cannot enter, which means it's the lack of love. And when there is no love, there is no opening for her to enter. And sometimes people have these very mystical experiences that happen through actually a deep pain, but we don't want to choose that. I always prefer the path of joy. So, you know, what can also happen, and I have a friend, and this happened to him, that through deep pain, he leaned into the pain, he leaned into the surrender, and instead of shutting down, he opened up in pain. Most people actually shut down, but this friend of mine, he actually opened up. And when he opened up, it's like becoming so empty and saying, you know what, I just surrendered to you. And she entered him too. And this to me is the story also of what Eckhart Tolle describes in his book, The Power of Now. Because Eckhart Tolle for sure was entered by the mother the night that he was really down. And it was like, he hit the bottom of his existence that he describes in the book, if you read it or listen to it. And to me, this is like a typical, entering of the mother. So yes, she can do it through horrible pain, but she can also do it through amazing joy. And we always prefer amazing joy. And after all, she is called the Amazing Grace. And so the amazing grace is upon us as humanity right now. Amazing things are going to happen. I always wish I could tell people the dates. I can only give you the visions of it from a cosmic perspective. And I wanted to take a look at that today so that we can make sense of the big changes that are happening to us. So once again, it's all pretty complicated when you look at, let's say millions of years, billions of years of planetary evolution. But let's make it simple. So the original intent is super wonderful. We have love. Everybody feels love. Of course, if you feel love, everybody just honors each other. Everybody assists each other. Everybody feels the oneness. And we all honor all parts of life. And there is no unconsciousness. So this is how, again, we are returning to that. So imagine, like, we've been through a lot. When you think about how from such a beautiful, it was called, a total paradise. Mu was such a harmonious, not a society really, but civilization. And so you have this amazing civilization that lives in alignment with the cosmic mother nature, in complete knowingness of source energy, of planetary energy. And then, we have the entry of unconsciousness. And ever since then, we all have witnessed and experienced the consequences of unconsciousness. And so today in the world, we have, I think almost all of us, if not all of us, are still, I call it infected with some degree of unconsciousness. So it resides within us. It could be in our emotional body. It could be in our mental body. It could be simply in our etheric body from past lives. It can even be in our physical body, actually, when the body desires unconscious choices. And so then we all still are in a process of transmutation. And right now, this process is intensifying. And so every single one of us is invited every day to really do some transmuting. And of course, not just for yourself, but also for the entire family of humanity. So how does this work? First, obviously, we want to connect with our own consciousness so that our choices, personal choices, can be based in consciousness and love. But we also are responsible for all the life force that was used without love in the past. So then we have to use some tools. Yogananda, I think he had the best tool, and his tool was to give it all to God and say, no, thank you. I don't want this. You can have it. I didn't know that I was making a mistake. And so you can try that one. Or we use the violet flame, or we use the fire of living God that Yogananda also used. So whatever way you find, we want to liberate energetically on every possible level. Once we have liberated our own being, we can really be a force in this world that assists others in liberation. And it doesn't have to so much be in, teaching and sharing. It can also be, in healing. It can be truly in caring, or it can be simply by being here and emanating this amazing consciousness into the world. But we need to keep aligning. And the alignment, this is something we will do today. It's something that it's required every day, depending on what we are doing. And again, music, like I was playing the music at the beginning, that is something that Divine Mother would always use. That's why we chant. That's why we sing. That's why we dance. And that's why that's the easy way to get the mother in your body. It's the easy way to actually ignite her presence within yourself. And no song is too small, or powerless. It really depends how moved we are from the bottom of the heart. Always remember, the mother is your inspiration. The mother is what wants to move you towards more of you. She's, your divine presence. She's guiding you towards greatness. I always say she is just like water, where you have a spring and it goes into more and more and more and more and more of itself. And that is what the mother does. She never wants us to stay the same. She always wants us to expand into more. And so if we mimic her, we expand with her. And again, with a little bit of music, a little bit of movement, a little bit of breathing, we can align with her so easily. And so yesterday we looked at how we can and should connect with the earth herself every single day. And that is because once we expand into our own soul and spirit, and we start uncovering all these different layers of our being, we also connect naturally with the consciousness of our Mother Earth. And then she starts communicating through our feet, through our channels that are within our body. And the channels that, I always show this picture, but there are so many different channels, of course, within your physical body, but also in your non-physical body. We have multiple layers around us. And the idea is, of course, to activate all these layers, to unblock all these layers, and to open them up to these beautiful flows of Mother Earth and cosmos. And even in winter, I think it's, I don't know, I go into snow, I definitely, at Mount Shasta when it snows and it's ice, and even step into like an ice creek. And I know it might hurt, but it's okay. Maybe many of you have worked with Wim Hof, the Iceman, and do his breathing as well, and maybe take cold showers. So definitely cold is very energizing. So that's what we did yesterday, and we did some of the breathing techniques. So for example, we did the quantum pause breath. And the quantum pause breath is the breath that actually reconnects us with source. Now, never think that this has to be something you do for years. It definitely is something that you can do, and instantaneously, maybe that night, maybe that day, you actually connect with your source and get to know yourself from a whole new level of being. These breakthroughs can be so big with just a little bit of effort. So the question is, can we just use our intention even when we have shoes? You know, I'm only following what Divine Mother told me. And she said, take your shoes off, put your feet on the ground, connect your electromagnetic field with her. To me, that's easy. And I know it works, and it's definitely life-changing. And I always can tell by the amount of energy you get from her. She constantly actually energizes you. And so for me, you know, we have a backyard, so I just go in the backyard all the time barefoot. So it's easy. I don't know, sometimes, of course, it's difficult when you live in a city, but hopefully there's always a park when we can ground a little bit. So it really depends on, you know, where we are. Now, maybe you noticed yesterday that you felt more thirsty. We had so much solar activity. When that happens, we have so many solar particles changing really our bodies. And so it's good to have a lot of water. So maybe you felt invited to drink a lot of water. And so today we will go into, once again, the same breath that we did yesterday, which will be the quantum pause. I like the questions here. So I just came back from Texas, and my daughter didn't want to go with me to the yard either. She says, too many spiders in the yard. I don't want to step barefoot. And ticks and who knows ants. But do find a spot. I have a spot, and you can put a rock down. You can buy a flat rock, for example. That's what I did in our backyard. And I stand on that flat rock every single day and do all my breathing exercises, all my meditation. Because the flat rock, you can kind of see what's on it and clean it, and then you can sit on it, stand on it. Sometimes you can even lay on it if you need to kiss the earth. And so definitely, you know, to me, the idea is we want to be feeling amazing, right? And the earth makes it so possible, and the sun makes it so possible. And every sunrise, when we watch the sunrise, sometimes, you know, it's too much light. So we look through a tree, like through the leaves, so that our eyes can handle it. You never want to be looking, of course, into the sun after it has risen too much. But definitely, sun has such an amazing impact on our pineal gland. It goes into the pineal gland, gland. And so it changes you every single day. And so let me go here. We're going to start with our breathing. Before we go into the quantum pause breath, I was going to do again the breath of fire. And this is just simply how I do my breathing practices. Every morning I start just laying in bed with just a few breaths up and down the spine to really engage your spinal, you know, Shushumna, subtle body, to go inside. Sorry, a flat rock, like a stone. So you can buy a stone that has been cut to be flat and then put it in your backyard, and that's going to be your temple. And then that's where you stand on it if you don't want to be standing directly on the ground, but you know, it's still conductive to obviously the electromagnetic field of the earth. So when you wake up in the morning, you know, you still have your eyes closed and you go up and down the spine and you go hum, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa. And that's amazing. You open up the spine, then you get out of your bed and you want to do a little bit of stretching, just get all the energies moving, nothing too crazy, but just a little bit of stretching, you know, and then breathing while you're standing, deep breaths, you know, you are in your bathroom, you're breathing deeply. And then when you get ready, you go out. And maybe while you're getting ready, you're listening to some meditations. So I'm going to take you through the process that I do every morning and every evening, you know, slightly altered. But let's first activate our Shushumna channel. So, you know, you always engage your imagination. Your imagination is going to be a great gift. And we're going to be speaking about that later this week. So in your Shushumna channel, that beautiful spinal cord that connects you with your highest dimensions, you can visualize yourself going as an elevator from the base of your spine as you inhale up, and you mentally chant the sound hum, and you go way above your head to touch Godhead, whatever you want to call it. And I just saw it, you know, it sometimes flashes the light at you when you connect. And even if you don't see anything, it's fine. And then you go back down through the elevator of your multidimensional spine to the base of your spine. You exhale on the sound of Sa. And then you do it again, elevator up. Inhale, hum, touch Godhead. Go down, exhale, Sa. Arrive at the base of your spine and go up again. Inhale, Touch Godhead, make contact, and then you go back down, sa, and that's it. This is just an amazing activation. So that's what the first thing that I would do. And then the breath of fire. So once again, I'm going to show you the breath of fire as it is shown on Gaia. And again, you can find this also on YouTube. So this is once again Gurumukh. Let me just go into sharing Gurumukh. So hopefully everybody sees Gurumukh. And this is breath of fire. If you have not done it before, you will be following her instructions. If you have done it before, just go straight into the breath of fire. You can sit, stand, have arms up, have arms down. Arms don't matter, but it's about the breath being a pump that activates you, energizes you, and you are bringing in prana and opening the channels for your vital force.
And bring it all the way up, face forward, and let the arms fly high, like the biggest wings that you've ever felt or ever seen. Take the fingers, press them on the mouths, and pull the thumbs away from your fingers. We're going to do what we call the breath of fire. It's the most powerful breath given to us as human beings. It can clean and heal and energize and bring a radiance and health and beauty to you in as little as 1 minute. If you open your mouth, stick your tongue out, and begin to pant like a dog. This is how we learn breath of fire. From your belly, deep from your belly. Come on, get the tongue out and really pant. That's it. Now take it a little more aggressive, a little bigger, a little louder, a little more powerful. Pull those thumbs away from your fingers. Now close your mouth with that same breath through the nose. Good. Keep it going a little bit more. Moving the energy through your body. And inhale, hold it there. Very slowly, have your thumbs come all the way up to touch over the top of your head. And once they touch, plant them there, raise the fingers up.
So this is the beautiful breath of fire. And once you practice and you fall in love with it, you see how it activates actually the base of your spine as well, doesn't it? So it kind of starts massaging the spine. And of course, where the spine is, that's where the magic is. Our nervous system, when it is upgraded, you are seeing into higher dimensions. That's the whole idea. You reconnect the right and left hemisphere through these practices. You open up your channels very safely, very gently, through your own doing, you know. So you're opening up little by little like a beautiful flower. And then whatever you start seeing and it starts visiting you and coming in, it's going to be perfect for you. So that's what I love about this practice. You can really awaken yourself fully just by breathing. And so once you activate yourself, so let's say you woke up in the morning, you do a few Hamsa breaths, you activate your spinal channel, you stretch a little bit, open up all the beautiful channels that run through the body, and you're feeling great. You drink a lot of fresh spring water. And then let's say you want to do a little bit of Orin just to align your mind to be in a pure divine space. And so you can go to orindavan.com that I always recommend, and you can do one of their 3-minute meditations. So when you, I see the question here about the breath of fire. So definitely you can, look on Gaia, look on YouTube. That's going to be a lot of instructions. But actually the breath of fire, the idea is that your abdomen starts acting like a pump. So you saw the people in the video, they have a lot of movement in the lower abdomen. So it's definitely the lower abdomen that pumps the air, and that's why they teach it through panting. And so we're going to go into a 4-minute meditation. And again, this is the kind of practice I'm just sharing for what I do every day, just a little bit of it really. And that is what really can awaken you so much and just make your life so beautiful, so amazing. And of course, while you're getting ready in the bathroom, you know, I don't know what people do, but I like receiving the shower of light with rainbow light. So we're going to do that. So you can find it again on Orange Band, and it's the free audio. And this is just for a few minutes. So let us have the intention that we are purifying with rainbow light. And of course, as you know, this is Orin, and Orin is always a transmission of energy. It's a transmission of music as well. And so let us shower with light and become rainbows.
Taking a shower of light. Let yourself grow calm and serene, using your breath to take you deeper to the inner level of your being. Fill up with light, imagining that you are breathing in light. More and more light, until light is running all throughout your body, in and around your body. It is as if you are taking a shower of light, standing in the light, a light that fills you with radiance, that cleanses and purifies your aura, a light that is composed of many colors, all the colors of the rainbow. Let yourself drink in the color of green, the color of vitality and aliveness. And then a beautiful sapphire blue, blue all around you. And imagine that the color of orange, a beautiful orange, is all about you. Imagine that you are drawing it into your adrenals to take out any fear that is stored there. And bringing in the color of yellow, of sunshine. Let it fall down around you, drinking it up, letting it recharge you. Then bring in the beautiful rose color of love. Sense it all around you. And a beautiful violet of healing, of evolution, of clearing. Bring in this beautiful violet light. And again letting in all the colors of the rainbow all around you as a shower of light. And as you come back now, remember to give yourself a shower of light every day.
So you can remember to give yourself a shower of light every day. I am recording this one because it's free on Orandaban. And so since it's a free tool, I can put it on YouTube as well and put their website so that everybody knows where we found it. So all these tools you can use every day to put yourself into alignment. There are only two options in our life, I believe. One is to be aligned and one is not to be aligned. To me, halfway, there is no halfway. Either we are aligned with this beautiful divine energy that is within us, our divine self and all the layers, or we are not aligned, and then it doesn't feel good. So when we want to feel good, we have all these tools that I share here. These tools are really tools that will open up your consciousness, make you feel good. And in the beginning, you know, I was saying I was working all day on a video for Patricia, and then I wanted to attune to Divine Mother, and she started to hum the Silent Night to me, and I thought it's a Christmas song. But she was humming it, so I thought, okay, I'll play it, and I hummed it with her. And she always will give you some kind of message. And if you follow the yogic traditions, you know, tonight is the night when darkness ends. And so tomorrow is a big celebration of Divine Mother. October 5th for us here, Australia, October 6th. It's a big celebration across the traditions of Divine Mother, and Divine Mother will be celebrated around the world. And many of us are doing a lot of practices tomorrow. I signed up for this beautiful retreat, which is online all day, where you're just chanting and you have the fire of Divine Mother burning and you're just meditating. And so we'll do some meditations together as well. So I think Silent Night, maybe tonight is the Holy Night Divine Mother was speaking about. So another practice, of course, is different breathing techniques. And the idea is that we change energy. So if you do the same thing all the time, of course, you kind of become stagnant. So the idea is to break it up a little bit, to create changes energetically. Another wonderful change that we have energetically is the quantum pause breath. So I will share what we did yesterday. And Patricia was asking that we do this every single day, the first 2 weeks in October. I've had some issues with my laptop, so let's see if I can at least share this. It says the sharing is paused. Can you see Patricia here? No, okay, no. So, okay, it happened before. So what I'll do, I'm just gonna share a beautiful visual here, and we will do the breathing without seeing Patricia. We all know what Patricia looks like, and our goal is this. And so this should be visible now. Do you guys see the rainbow body that we are activating, connecting with the earth? Okay, perfect. And that way we can go and follow Patricia. So as you know, we did this yesterday. We're going to do it every day. This is the breath that activates really our transformation, as we are actually really going from one physical form to another physical form. It's very cool. So
it consists of 4 parts. The in-breath, then we hold the breath in, then we exhale, and then we hold the breath. With each of the steps, we affirm the following statements within the silence of our heart. So let's begin by exhaling. Now, breathe in, and as you do, affirm within your heart, I am in-breathing God's pure source oxygen. Now hold the breath in, and as you do, affirm within your heart, I am assimilating God's pure source oxygen. Now exhale, and as you do, affirm within your heart, I am expanding God's pure source oxygen. Now hold the breath out, and as you do, affirm within your heart, I am projecting God's pure source oxygen. This rhythmic holy breath is repeated 7 times. Now I will guide you through this rhythmic holy breath 7 times. I will say the affirmations out loud so that we will all breathe in unison. But when you do the rhythmic holy breath on your own, repeat the affirmation within the silence of your heart flame so that you can focus your attention on each breath. I will begin with the following invocation. I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all humanity. As one voice, one breath, one heartbeat, and one energy, vibration, and consciousness of pure divine love, I consciously breathe the most intensified frequencies of God's pure source oxygen from the very core of creation. Now exhale and follow me through the 7 breaths. Inhale, I am inbreathing God's pure source oxygen. Hold, I am assimilating God's pure source oxygen. Exhale, I am expanding God's pure source oxygen. Hold, I am projecting God's pure source oxygen. Inhale, I am inbreathing God's pure source oxygen. Hold, I am assimilating God's pure source oxygen. Exhale, I am expanding God's pure source oxygen. Hold, I am projecting God's pure source oxygen. I am inbreathing God's pure source oxygen. I am assimilating God's pure source oxygen. I am expanding God's pure source oxygen. I am projecting God's pure source oxygen. I am inbreathing God's pure source oxygen. I am assimilating God's pure source oxygen. I am expanding God's pure source oxygen. I am projecting God's pure source oxygen. I am inbreathing God's pure source oxygen. I am assimilating God's pure source oxygen. I am expanding God's pure source oxygen. I am projecting God's pure source oxygen. I am inbreathing God's pure source oxygen. I am assimilating God's pure source oxygen. I am expanding God's pure source oxygen. I am projecting God's pure source oxygen. I am inbreathing God's pure source oxygen. I am assimilating God's pure source oxygen. I am expanding God's pure source oxygen. I am projecting God's pure source oxygen. Now breathe normally.
So this is another wonderful, powerful breath to do, especially now as we transforming. So what is going to be the transformation that is upon us? Let's take a look at that. Let's see if now I can share the visuals. If not, that's fine. I guess it's not really working today, which is fine. But maybe now you guys see the rainbow body. Okay, great. I wonder if you can let me know in the chat, how much time a day do you realistically have for your transformation? And, for some people it can be minutes. For some people it can be, an hour. Some people 30 minutes. For some people it's an all day, all night thing. So it really depends. And I'd love to know so that I know what kind of tools to offer as well. We have 1 hour, half an hour, 30 minutes, an hour, hour, 30 day, all night, all day, couple of hours, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 40. A lot of time, an hour, all night, all day. Wonderful. So I guess these tools will actually speak to all of us. Wonderful, 24/7. I love that. Yeah, it really depends. Ooh, 5 hours. I like it. So when I started meditating, I started with maybe half an hour a day. And then I went to like 10 minutes a day. And then I went to half an hour a day. And then suddenly one day it was a breakthrough. And it was like, whoa, I just want to do this all day long. And then it was like another different phase where I was like, I don't want to sleep anymore. I'm just going to stay up all night and meditate. But it was really because I think I found the right tool that I found really fun and effective. And, I always recommend Oren and Deben. So it's a fun thing to do if you have time to listen to at least 25 minutes a day. If you don't have the time, do the short ones from the website for free, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, but do a few of them. Do one in the morning, one while you're making lunch or eating lunch. When you're driving, listen to one and just put it throughout your day and it will change the consciousness. But a fun thing to do, I really love that, is to sometimes just have like a day to yourself. Let's say the family is gone, you're alone, you have your meditation room or your meditation your meditation room or spot. And then you sit down and say, you know what, I'll listen maybe to 2, 3, 4 Orens at once, then I'll take a break, then I'll do a little more. Or, the brave one is the silent one. I used to listen to Oren while I was asleep as well. I would just have, and if you just put headphones in, and if you wake up in the middle of the night and you feel like, okay, I'm done, then you just turn it off. But definitely I used to listen to Oren all the time, even at night, because it actually goes deep into your consciousness. And also, if you have to drive a lot, some of us do, I always listen to Oren when I'm driving, just so that I'm engaging with this divinity. So it works all the time. For example, I love cooking and I cook 3 times a day. I'm listening to Oren while I'm cooking. Plus, it's really nice to bring all the positive energies into your food as well. And of course, before going to bed, if you don't listen at night, then and I don't listen to Oren at night anymore right now, but I listen to Oren before I go to bed. Definitely, you can put it on your phone. So I have it on my phone. And just, when you're traveling, that's the amazing ones. And that is, when you go on the plane, that's the best time to be just listening to Oren and let the whole album play to you. Sometimes you fall asleep, it's even better. And that's a great time to expand your consciousness as well. So definitely these meditations are so powerful. And one day I'll share really like a personal journey, exactly the steps I took to really go into, full blown, I would call it, kind of opening up of all these channels within. And it really just was Oren. The thing is, Oren will lead you also to other things. So like, let's say I was doing Oren for many years and then suddenly Yogananda appears. But, it didn't stop doing the work with Oren, and actually Yogananda would have told me. But, Oren has been really, for me, the most amazing innovation of consciousness. Yeah, I like listening to Oren. To me, it's like listening to an audiobook when I'm driving, and so I stay in my alert consciousness and it keeps me safe. I like it too, because it creates so much positive energy too. So, and with that, I'm going to share today all the shorter tools that I have. So, sometimes we share the longer ones, the shorter ones. So what would be the next audio that I think would be really great? I do it again. So I have like 3 that I do almost every day. I'm going to take you back to the website of Oren Daben. And so if you go to the meditation room, you can choose whatever you like. It's like shopping. It's fun. You go to soul contact, shower of light, soul vision, receiving solar light. But we have just taken the shower of light. To me, that's like the fundamental cleansing, First you clean yourself, then you activate yourself. That's how spirituality actually is. We need to be clean and activate, and so on and so on. It's like gardening. And so you pull the weeds out and you water and nurture and put some fertilizer on. So this is the fertilizing part. We're going to be receiving solar light. Receiving solar light, as you know from yesterday, that is our ascension process. We are really ascending with solar light. And so here it's a miniature kind of solar activation for our ascension. 4 minutes.
Receiving solar light. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, imagine you are becoming very centered, bringing all of your energy together at a deep level. Feel yourself very aware, very centered, very balanced. And feel how relaxed you are, letting yourself grow more serene and more relaxed just by thinking of it. Call upon that part of yourself that is very wise, the part that knows how to sense the subtle energies of light. Think of the solar light, a great light of love and beauty, the soul of the sun, the light of higher purpose. Imagine that this light is shining down upon you. And with each breath in, you are breathing in solar light, bringing a higher, finer light into your mind, emotions, and body. Picture the rest of today and see this light shining down upon a path in front of you, creating a path of light leading to your highest future. Step upon this path, walking into the light. Picture that at every moment you are becoming a more perfect and radiant light. Perfect in every moment. You are surrounded by the light of love, higher purpose, and oneness. Feel this magnificent light all around you, knowing that as you move throughout your day, you will easily and automatically make those choices that put you on a path of more light, on your path of evolving into a more radiant, beautiful light.
So this is how we activate the solar light around us. Pretty amazing what you can do in 4 minutes. So these are the tools that I actually use. I use short meditations, long meditations, and try to do actually both every day. Short in the morning, just a quick, before breakfast, after breakfast, while having breakfast, and then of course going outside and meditating. So if you have it on your phone, I take my phone with me to my meditation spot. So I stand on my rock, and it's not a rug, it's a rock, like a stone. Then I play Orin, and I play the breathing exercises. So it's really wonderful. And this really is life-changing. So every day you will see big changes. And I always say you will see personality changes. You will just become so like a super version of yourself. You are activating, so many layers of your bliss body. You are activating your prana, your life force, your vital force. Like it's inexhaustible, and then you just want to do more because you feel so good. And of course, I always say the better you feel, the more you want to do, and the more you do, the better you feel. And this also affects you physically, emotionally, mentally, and of course deletes all that stuff from us that was not good for us. So I'm again going to go through what I do every day. So you wake up in the morning, you're laying in bed, you activate your spinal cord with a little bit of hamsa, you smile. You want to be just smiling with your eyes closed and welcome the day. And, it's going to be a great day. And then you get up, you stretch a little bit, you do some more breathing, deep, activating breath. And then you go through your little routine. I love putting tons and tons of essential oils on and adding some beautiful essential oils into the aura so that you have also the elemental queendom all around you. And many of you are working with, for example, Orosoma. So Orosoma, I'll speak about it later this week. I love it. So you put so many different colors and oils into really your energy body of physicality that's uplifting. And then you go outside and you activate yourself with some breath of fire. You do sun gazing. You welcome the sun. You do a little bit of breathing, connecting with the earth, and maybe you listen to Orin receiving solar light. So, and again, later this week, I'll speak about all the different things I use from nature that have been so just amazingly uplifting and just changing everything. So your consciousness, of course, it's like a game, where we were little kids, we played games, and maybe, the kids love Lego. And so you're building something. And this time it's like a Lego of your consciousness, and you are putting all the beautiful pieces together to build yourself and to make this beautiful temple that you are, not just physically, but also energetically. And so the next thing that I would do is to do some chanting, because you want to combine all the different things that you have. You want to combine your visualization, your breath, your movement, the stretching, have fun with stretching. It's really fun to move a little bit, wiggle the hips a little bit, and then do, of course, your meditation and then chanting. So the most simple, most powerful chant Divine Mother asked me to do was Om. So let us do 3 ohms, and you can do that in the shower. You can do it outside. I like doing it in the shower where the water, activates it even more so. So beautiful vibration. Om is about creating a vibration. You want to vibrate with it. So I'm going to go and vibrate here. And sometimes Zoom doesn't, pick up the sound. So if you hear nothing, I am just chanting Om. So please join us. We'll do 3 ohms. Deep breath in, and let us go into creating a vibration of Om. So this is really fun, activating yourself with the sound of Om. So, for those of you who are already clairvoyant, you see what happens when you chant Om. Om opens up the multidimensional self that you are. So when I chant Om, I immediately start seeing into higher dimensions. And I'm not just saying it like, oh, look at me. I'm saying it, look at you. Look what can happen with 3 ohms. The first Om that I chanted, I immediately saw all the beings, all around us, but also you can see your ancestors. So I saw my grandfather. So it's really nice. But this is, we are kind of like opening up the doors. And so again, this is all about you opening up the doors. And so hopefully this is all very beneficial to your own evolution and how we are going higher and higher and higher within our own being. So the simplicity of all of this is what is really so attractive to me, is that 3 ohms can open up the doors to a higher dimension. How good is that? And we will close today with one more meditation with Oren, which will be 4 minutes. And this is the one we did yesterday as well. But this is the one, again, I do it every day if I can, or if I don't do the longer ones. And that is activating the cells in your body. So you want to be a being that actually has miniature suns. In every cell is a sun. So you become a being of trillions of suns. And this is really fun because, again, you know, if somebody meets you and they are clairvoyant, they look at you and they go like, oh my gosh, what have you been doing? You know, you have solar light coming out of you. And so I really love this. Let me go back to Oren. And this is called cellular activation. So that's the one we did yesterday. So once again, you will find it in here in Oren, and you see the categories. You have mind, emotions, and body. So you go to body, and it's the last one here, cellular activation. And of course, this is super healing too. So if you are working on some physicality, then let's quickly go in. It's only 4 minutes.
Cellular activation. Feel all of your energy coming together. A new sense of wholeness within, simply by having the intention to do so. Call light to yourself right now, filling yourself with light. Sense yourself becoming more whole and complete within. You are gaining access to more parts of your being, the multidimensional self that you are. You can quicken your vibration and open up to higher levels of your being. For you are a magnificent being of light. Sense the solar light, the light of the soul plane, the soul of the sun, the light of beauty and perfection, of higher purpose and love, shining down upon you. Your soul's presence is like a radiant light, the touch of an angel, for your soul is love itself. Feel your soul radiating through you. And from this place of light, sense the cells in your body. Picture them now. And your soul is going to draw the solar light into itself and then transmit that light to your cells, activating the very core of your being, all the way down to your atomic level, activating more light within you to accelerate your evolution. This is happening because you have affirmed that you are ready, and you are opening to receive right now this light as it comes from your soul into every cell of your body, activating the codes of evolution. Your soul is now charging itself with solar light. And then in a burst of light, transmitting this light to the center of every cell in your body once again. even more light is being activated within you. New lines of light being built all throughout your bodies, physical, emotional, and mental bodies, bringing light to every level of your being. Feel the new level of radiance within you as you have activated your cells and accelerated your evolution.
So thank you for being here today, for activating yourself so beautifully, for making this world so awake, so enlightened, because you are here. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for more practices. We'll be practicing for a few more days and keep expanding. So thank you so much and have a holy night when the night comes.